Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for some breakfast? Today we're gonna make a breakfast quesadilla. It's really easy to make, it's fun, and it's delicious. Now you might be thinking to yourself, quesadillas are Mexican, aren't they? What does that have to do with the Mediterranean diet? Well, although Mexico is not on the Mediterranean Sea, the cuisine shares a lot of concepts with the Mediterranean diet. Now, of course, there is fattening Mexican food, just like there's fattening Italian food and fattening Greek food. And I just want you to know that following the Mediterranean diet doesn't always mean that you have to eat a Greek salad. So in this breakfast, we're gonna use some black beans, we're gonna use some red bell peppers and some onions and a little bit of cheese, very Mediterranean diet. So come along and I'll show you how we make it. So I have 4 very large farm fresh eggs here. I just scrambled them up. We're gonna cook them in this little frying pan. I didn't add anything to these, no milk, no salt or pepper, they're just straight up eggs. So we're gonna scramble these up and they're gonna be used as the filling in the quesadilla. I also have a sheet pan that I sprayed with cooking spray, warming up in a 400-degree oven. So I have some flour tortillas. I have some leftovers from, we made Mexican for dinner last night. So we made quesadillas, and these are some of the things we already cooked. So I have some onions and red pepper here, already fried up. Some leftover black beans, just straight out of the can. I made some pico de gallo, so there's a little bit of that left over, and I have some leftover enchilada sauce, which is also just straight out of a can. And I have a Mexican cheese blend here that has taco seasoning in it. Thought that would be fun. Now while the eggs are cooking, I'm going to start building the quesadilla. So I put a layer of cheese down on 1/2 of each tortilla. The cheese is the glue, so you're going to put this on the bottom and then you're going to put it again on the top. I'm putting some black beans. Black beans are really good for you, and they're a great thing to eat for breakfast. Because beans, if you eat them early in the day, they continue to work for you throughout the day. Black beans are also really good for the prostate, so if you're a man, it's good to start eating your black beans now. So I'm adding the peppers and onions. Last night I built the same thing, but I used chicken. Today we're replacing it with eggs. So there's our second layer. And now it's time for the eggs. I've added the eggs, and now I'm going to add a topping of cheese. Helps stick the quesadilla together when it starts to melt. Okay, now we're just going to fold them over. Fold them in half, press them down. I'll get that sheet pan out of the oven, and we're going to place these right onto the pan. Oops. Careful because the pan is hot. Try to squish it closed a little bit. Here's our second one. And now it goes into the oven. We're going to bake it for a few minutes. It'll get nice and crispy on the bottom, and then we'll flip them over. Okay, it's been a few minutes. I'm pulling them out. I'm going to flip them over. You can see it got nice and crispy and toasty on the underside. Oops. Trying to do this without spilling anything out. Now for a little added touch, I'm taking some of that enchilada sauce. I'm just going to spoon a little on the top here. And then I'm going to put this back in the oven so that the bottom side gets nice and crispy. This is going to be so good. So back in the oven. When you do it on a high heat, like 400, it helps it get nice and crispy, and it doesn't take very long. And here we go, fresh out of the oven. Put it on a plate. Okay, here we are. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to use a pizza cutter. You can use a knife. I happen to have a pizza cutter. Here we go. There is your breakfast quesadilla. Look at that. for joining me today. Quesadillas are so fun, aren't they? And when you make them in the oven, they come out nice and crispy. They only take a few minutes, so I hope you try this recipe for yourself. Please share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, do all the things, and I will see you next time. Bye.